Yeah, it's funny to talk about a DAO industry because you go back 2 years ago, nobody would even be discussing that. They'd
Exactly.
be talking about the failure of this
True.
mega DAO,
Yeah.
and how it got robbed of all its funds, basically. But let's talk about that. So, what is DAOstack's aim within this wider industry? Our aim, this is an interesting idea. Our aim is to become unnecessary as a company. We want to be able to get to the Genesis DAO and the DAOstack framework to a point where it no longer needs a business service provider
Yeah.
to actively, in a very centralized way, to build out this framework.
All right.
And the tentative timeline there is around 4 years, give or take. We think
Okay.
in 4 years we can get DAOs to the point where you don't need a business to build DAOstack. So
Mm.
that's the business goal.
So
The DAO goal is to create this whole ecosystem, this whole win-win incentives economy,
mhm.
with hundreds, if not thousands, of different DAOs, some of them or many of them actually managing dApps, or being dApps themselves.
Mhm.
So, and many of them probably being off-chain organizations creating innovation funds, creating community funds, experimenting with new ways of efficiently allocating funds. Some of them being maybe, I mean, this again, pie in the sky, but what about a microstate managing its governance with the DAO stack? That would be a goal worth going towards. That would be something that the problem with the blockchain industry right now is that you have all this experimentation and you don't really have all that much that's tangibly come out of it that has affected or improved the human condition,
Yeah.
as I like to call it. And our goal, as lofty as it may seem, is to improve the human condition
Yeah.
beyond the current complexity of our society, if you will.
Oh, wow. It's a big vision. And how does DAOstacks how is DAOstack aiming to achieve this? What are the steps that have to be taken?
Well, the first step is so here's the thing. We just had a summit here in Israel, and that's why I've been here, this leadership summit. And you know, the first steps here is start getting clients to run pilots on DAOstack. And then the second step is to really understand what's missing.
Yeah.
What features do you need to create an effective, scalable organization, one, but also an effective ecosystem. So there's a lot of testing that has to go into that. There's a lot of experimentation, but we're getting a clearer and clearer picture through just the efforts of the Genesis DAO in the last 2-3 months. We know now. Okay, the next version of Alchemy needs XYZ for organizations. So that's sort of the short term.
Okay.
Long term, how do we get to this bigger picture? The answer is you have to plant the seeds. Yeah, and the answer is not so clear. Let me say this: the answer is not so clear. So we're planting the seeds now, and the strategy to get there is it's almost useless for me to say right now what that strategy would look like.
Yeah.
We need to focus on these experiments, on these clients that are initially coming onto the stack, these pilots that are managing real funds. They are real DAOs on
Yeah.
the Ethereum blockchain. Taking that information, iterating, increasing the fund size of more DAOs, iterating, bringing on dApps, creating a contract infrastructure where DAOs can upgrade the smart contracts of dApps.
Yeah. Wow.
There's steps here. And I think the little steps are going to add up over time to eventually be able to achieve the more holistic vision